It is a day of mourning across the city as hundreds are struck by the death of one of our valued members of society, Mr. Arkady Ivanovich Svidrigailov.
From SWC News Headquarters in Calgary, this is SWC Special Reports with Jason Chen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have extensive coverage today on Mr. Svidrigailov's life and events leading up to his death. We begin this news coverage in Ski Street, where our reporter Lincha Luan is speaking to a witness of Mr. Svidrigailov's suicide, offering us some interesting insight into his last moments. Lincha?
Yes, well, Mr. Vasiliev here was present on the day of Mr. Svidrigailov's suicide on this very street. What happened, Mr. Vasiliev?
Well, at first I was very shocked when Mr. Svidrigailov came up with the revolver. At first I thought he was joking, but then he put it to his right temple. I was very shocked.
Did he say anything to you before he killed himself?
Yes, he said to tell everyone that he was moving to America. I don't understand why, though.
Thank you, Mr. Vasiliev. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Lincha. Next, we have Leanne Jury with an interview with psychiatrist Dr. Lee on the underlying reasons behind the suicide. Leanne?
Hi, Jason. I'm now speaking with psychiatrist Dr. Lee, who has studied Mr. Svidrigailov very closely. Dr. Lee, what do you think drove Mr. Svidrigailov to commit this horrible crime?
Well, first it was clear that Svidrigailov believed he was an Ubermensch. Once this decision has been made, his life can take three paths. First, he can continue with his past crimes without feeling guilt or sadness, continuing his life as normal. Second, he can give himself up and go to jail, placing his personal redemption of these crimes in the hands of society, eliminating himself from personal guilt. Or third, he can take his own life because he finds no value continuing it. So first, we will look at an Ubermensch's first option, living with your past crimes. In all honesty, this is hardly an option, because to live with your past horrific crimes, you need to be a true Ubermensch and feel no emotions at all. However, humans are raised to feel, almost always, so this pathway does not work. For instance, after listening to some classified accounts of Svidrigailov's inner psyche, where he had been ranting about seeing ghosts and acting irrationally.
Oh wait, what do you mean by acting irrationally?
Well, he was abnormally kind to people before his death, such as giving money to Sonia so she could accompany Raskolnikov to Siberia, and setting up a charity for Katerina Ivanovna's kids. He also gave 10,000 rubles to his young wife and offered a large chunk of his money to Dunya on impulse.
Thank you. Please continue.
He was also going crazy, seeing ghosts and hallucinating. For instance, he reportedly saw his dead wife, Marfa Petrovna, many times. This is an initial system of a mind that is slowly becoming deranged. And did you ever see ghosts before?
Marfa Petrovna has been so kind to visit me. She has come already 3 times. At first, I saw her on the day of the funeral. The second time was 2 days ago, on the way at dawn at the Malaya Visura station. And the third time was 2 hours ago, at the apartment in my room where I'm staying. I was alone.
He also reportedly hallucinated the night of his death.
So clearly he could not live with his past crimes as his mind was deteriorating. What about the second path of Ubermensch?
He could confess to all of his sins from his past and go to jail. This would offer him the chance for redemption because he would be forgiven by society for his crimes, and this would help him forgive himself. He has a chance for life after this suffering.
Why did he choose this life? Did it have anything to do with Dunya?
Yes, definitely. Dunya was Svidrigailov's last chance of redemption. She was the most important and only thing he has to live for. If he cannot receive Dunya's love, then there is no longer any reason to continue living.
I love you too. I love you infinitely. Let me kiss you by the hem of your dress. I cannot bear the sound it makes as it rustles. Whatever you tell me, I will do. I will do anything that you speak. I will do the impossible. Whatever you believe in, I will believe in too. Don't look at me that way. Don't do it. Don't you realize that you're killing me?
Dunya attempted to kill Svidrigailov to protect herself, showing that she will never have any feelings other than hatred and revulsion towards him.
So obviously, Svidrigailov did not want to continue his life if it meant bleak jail and no Dunya. This leaves the third option, which, as you said, was killing himself?
Emotionally, he couldn't handle the stress of knowing what he had done in the past. He was also unwilling to serve life in prison when he felt his life had no meaning. Therefore, his only choice left was to take his own life. Many events led up to his suicide, but what really tipped him over was Dunya's rejection towards him. In the end, he knew his life was meaningless. Therefore, he ended it.
Wow. Hold on. Do you remember when Mr. Vasilyev mentioned that Mr. Svidrigailov was going to go to America? It was right before he shot himself. I was wondering, was this merely a lie to divert attention from him and not leave loose ends? Or was it something more?
America is the place of mystery to the Russians. Normally, new places and ideas contain opportunity and risk in equal proportions. However, America being a new frontier, danger overrules potential here, causing more hurt than help, especially for a settled man like Svidrigailov. Knowing his characteristic negativity, Svidrigailov did not truly believe in any potential that America could bring him.
Was he serious about moving to America?
Well, he already had a stable life with enough money to live comfortably, and yet he wanted to strike anew at somewhere vastly different and perilous. Clearly, he did not value his current life and would happily throw it away. Therefore, moving to America is synonymous with giving up everything that he has.
Giving up on everything. Does America also represent death?
Well, it could be. It is the place shrouded with mystique, the place where Svidrigailov can start fresh. When he told Mr. Vasilyev that he was traveling to America, he probably believed that he was, just in a different way than one would think. Perhaps in this way, he really is in America.
Thank you for those very illuminating remarks, Dr. Lee. And that concludes our news report for tonight. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Leanne. It is indeed a very sad ending for this man and others who put themselves on this path, left with the three options: to feel nothing, to go to jail, or to commit suicide. Again, this is Jason Chen, and you're watching SWC Special News Report. Good night, everybody.
Mr. Restarting.
Okay.
Who has worked with many other individuals, just like Mr. Okay,